guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Philip and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cool speed typing game on Scratch. Now in this game you have trucks that appear on the left side of the screen and they display a word. If you type in words, if the word that you type in is the same as one of the words that the trucks are displaying, then the truck will disappear. But if a truck reaches the right side of the screen, then stats about the game that you just played will appear. Um, this game may look simple, but it actually has two very important algorithms that we will be using. The first one is how to extract words from any text, which we'll use for the trucks to say words from any text. And the second one is to make the trucks that look like they're in front of the other trucks actually be in front of the trucks that are behind them. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is make the trucks come with different speeds. So for this, we will need a variable that I'm going to call my speed. And for this sprite only because each truck will want its own, we want to have its own speed. Okay, and then at the beginning here, we want to set my speed to a pick random 1 to 5, let's say. And then we have to change x here by my speed. So let's test it. And we can see that the trucks are coming with different speeds. So that's good. But when they get here on the edge, they're just kind of sitting there. We want it to be game over when they get to that edge. So we'll start by playing a sound. And we're also going to do stop all. But where do we put this? We want to put this when they get to the edge, right? And here you can see that there's a repeat until x position is greater than 230. So that means until they're on this edge. So that means when they will be on that edge, it'll get out of the repeat until and it'll do whatever's next. So we'll put this right after. So let's test it. And when they get to the edge, you can see that they played that sound and everything stopped. But when it stopped, all the trucks disappeared from the screen. And I don't like that. I want them to stay on the screen when the game ends. So to do this, we're going to make a variable that I'm going to call game over. Okay, and at the beginning, we're going to set game over to false because at the beginning the game is not over, it just started. And then here, instead of this stop all, we're going to set game over to true because at the end when they get to the edge it is game over. And basically we only want the trucks to stop moving. We want them to stay right where they are when it's game over. So we want them to not change x by my speed when game over. So we only want to change x by my speed if game over is false. Equals false. Okay, so we're gonna put this right here. Okay. So let's test it. And when one truck gets to the edge, it plays the sound and the trucks still stay on the screen. Now the only problem is that more trucks keep appearing because it keeps creating clone every 2 seconds. So what we need to do is we need to duplicate this if and put the same if inside of the forever. So it'll only create clone wait 2 seconds if game over equals false. Now I want the trucks to appear faster as time goes on. So we're going to go over to the big brain, and when green flag clicked, we're going to create a variable that I'm going to call wait time because it's going to be how much time you wait in between each clone. Okay? And what you want to do is set wait time to 2 seconds because that was our original time in the truck, 2 seconds. And then what you want to do is when I receive start game, which is the broadcast here when the algorithm things are done. So when I receive start game, then I want to forever uh, change wait time by -0.1. And let's say every 5 seconds we're going to change it by -0.1. So let's do wait 5 seconds. Okay, like that. And then over at the truck, we're going to do over here, create clone of myself, wait time seconds. So now let's test it. And let's type in some words here. And you can see that they're appearing more and more faster. So now you can see that this truck here, it's actually in front of this truck, but it's not supposed to be, because this truck is further that way and this truck is like closer to us. So this truck's supposed to be in front of this one, but it's not. So the further away from us they are, the higher up on the screen they will be. So that means that their Y has to be greater. So to know what layer the trucks are going to be on, we need to know their Ys. So we need to make a list to remember all their Ys. So let's go ahead and make that list. So we click make a list, and we're going to call it trucks Y. Okay. And if we go over to the big brain, when I receive start game, we want to delete everything of trucks Y. So that things from the last game before that won't stay in the next game. Okay? And then if we go over to the truck, technically what we want to do is we want to add Y position to trucks Y right here, right after we set the Y. But that's not enough, because we need to add the Y positions in a specific spot in the list, because we want to sort them from least to greatest inside the list. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a my block that I'm going to call add, and then you could just type in add Y2 list, which is what I want to name it, but there's a much cooler way to do it. So you click just add, and then you add an input number of text, which you're going to do is Y. That's what we wanted to do. And then you add a label, a text that says to list. And when you do this, it's going to look much cooler than just writing add to list and then the Y. It's going to be add Y to list. So that's how it looks. And then here we're going to do the my block. And don't forget to put the Y inside of my block right there. Okay, and now I'm going to be showing you, in case you forgot, how to look through a list, how to see everything that's inside that list. So the first thing you need in this algorithm is a repeat, and then inside that repeat, it's going to be repeating length of your list, which for us is trucks Y. Now inside that repeat, you need to do something, whatever you want to do, with item something of trucks Y, or of your list. And that item something is going to be a number that's going to be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on. So it always adds 1 to itself. So to do this, we can make a variable that I'll call, let's say, index. And then for the sprite only, because we're going to be using this algorithm for every truck's Y, for every truck, for every clone. Okay? So at the beginning, before the repeat, we're going to set index to 1. And then here inside the repeat, you want to change index by 1. Okay? And then here item index of trucks Y. You want to do something with that right there. But in our case, don't forget that our list is already ordered through. So, and we only want to put in the number. We don't want to look through every single item in the list. We only want to look through the list until we find a number that's less than our number that we have. So instead of repeat, we're going to do a repeat until. And that repeat until will be until item index of trucks y. This item is smaller than our y from my block. Okay, then that's when you change index. Okay, and you do this, and then at the end, you want to insert after the repeat until. You want to insert uh, our y again from our list, from my block, sorry, at index, because index is the thing that's counting, it's going through. So the next one, the next item, and the next item. So now let's go ahead and put this as the define, and we test it. And we'll see in our list if we have them in order. So as you can see, these are ordered from greatest to least, so that's good. But let's test it one more time just to make sure, and this time we'll also type so that we have more items in our list. Okay, and we can stop there. And let's look at our list. 91, 62, 42, 6, 0, negative 28, negative 28, negative 33, negative 36. It's good, so that works. Now what we want to do is here, if we type in the right word, it deletes the clone, but we also want to delete the y. It's y from our list. So to do that, we have to look through our list and until we find the y. So to do that, we will duplicate this algorithm that we did. Get rid of the insert because we don't need that. And then put it in. And here, instead of this item is smaller than y, we want it to be equal to. Okay, just like that. And then after that, we want to delete index of trucks y. And make sure that this y is actually the clone's y. Okay, so let's test it. You can see that the first one is chicken, and it was negative 48, and there you go, negative 48 got out of the list, so that means that it worked. So now what we have is we have a list, and the first item in the list is the truck that's the furthest away from us, and the last number of our list is the truck that's the closest to us. It's doing this because we did this algorithm here, and basically what this algorithm does is it takes the current truck's y and it looks through the list of y's, and it tries to find a y that is smaller than this current y, and then it puts it in. So while it's looking through the list, what we want to also do is make it move forward a layer. And at the beginning, we want it to start to the back layer, so go to back layer, because we want it to start in the back and just keep going forward one layer. Okay, so first let's hide these variables in the list, and then we're going to test it to see if it works. Okay, and it's chicken. And you can see that that one is behind that one as it's supposed to be. And again, right here, this one's behind that one. So what we've done works. So now let's add a cool start to the game. So basically, what we want to do is we're going to make it like a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then the game's gonna start. So let's go ahead and add some costumes. Um, if, the one I'm gonna be using is called Glow 3, Glow 2, and Glow 1. So let's just add those. Let's get rid of these. Okay, so let's add all of them. Glow 2 and Glow 1. And now let's go ahead and before the game starts, so before we broadcast start game, we want to show these like 3, 2, 1. So let's see, start game right here. So before we broadcast start game, what we want to do is first let's show this. So let's just go ahead and show it at the beginning. Show this sprite. And then here we want to start with 3, so because it's gonna go 3, 2, 1. So we're going to switch costume to Glow 3, and we're gonna go ahead and repeat 3 times because there's 3 numbers, 3, 2, and 1. So we're gonna repeat 3 times, and inside that repeat, we're gonna start off with, so basically what we want to do is we want to make them slowly disappear and get bigger. So we're gonna start with its normal size, so 100%. And also, since we're going to make it slowly disappear, we're going to be using the ghost effect. So let's go ahead and set ghost effect to 0. Let's put this in the code. And basically what we want to do is we want to repeat, let's say 50 times. We want to change size and change ghost effect. So first let's do change size by, we wanted to get it bigger, so let's do something like 10. And then we want to do change ghost effect by, and ghost effect makes the thing disappear completely when it's at 100%. So since this is repeat 50, we'll just do change by 2. Okay? And then also make sure you do next costume so that I can go to the next one. Okay, and then hide. Make sure you do the hide outside of the repeat. So let's test it. And you can see it starts 3, 2, 1, and then the game starts, so that's good. So let's go ahead and add a nice background. So let's go ahead and go here. And here it is. I'm going to be using this. I'm going to upload it. Okay. So there you go. There's the background. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 different variables. One of them is going to be total words. And the second one is going to be total correct words. Okay. So let's go ahead and make the first one. We'll start with total words. Okay, there you go. And at the beginning, what we want to do is we're going to set total words to 0. And then every time you ask something, you want to change total words by 1 more, because it's ask and wait, so it'll wait until you answer it. So here you want to change total words by 1. And now for the second variable, total correct words, let's go ahead and create it. Okay, and then at the beginning, we want to set total correct words to 0. And then whenever you type in a correct word, that's when a truck disappears. So, well, that's when a truck gets deleted. So right before we delete this clone here, we're going to also change total correct words by 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and move this variable into this corner over here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and test this to see if they work. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, then it starts. Okay, I just typed in a word and it was correct, so you can see that they're changing as I'm doing it. That one, I typed in the wrong word, so it didn't count for my correct words, but it did count for my total words. So as you can see, that worked. So that's it for this game. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time for another game you can make on Scratch.